man.
You can only go on one at a time, unfortunately. So we're on YouTube at the moment right now, and starting tomorrow, because it takes 5 minutes or so to set up. So starting tomorrow, if we have more YouTube issues, we will go live on Facebook. So long FB.
How long FB? Let's look at the Zoom chart for a second here, and then we can go back to FB. But what do you think here? We've come off 5 down days in a row, but you're coming into some support area. This lower 70s, I kind of like it down here, and I still think there's still a good story here. Long-term valuation, I'm not sure. I'm scared. I know, so this isn't going on the long-term portfolio, but looking at it from a trading perspective, you're coming at some support. Could this, and this would have the potential, to turn around in a hurry. We've seen it happen before with some of these stocks, even like Roku, and Roku's always been out there a long time. But I mean, these story stocks seem to, lose their little luster, but eventually sometimes they find it again. And I don't know. I don't mind buying the dip here on Zoom. I think below 70, I would be nervous, but if you're buying in like 75, 74, 73, maybe a stop out at 70. But I think this is a stock that could potentially eventually turn it around.
Boy, you hit an all-time high at, at 80.38. And what was the low?
74, 73, maybe a stop out at 70. But I think this is a stock that could potentially eventually turn it around.
Boy, you hit an all-time high at, was that me?
That was my bad. Yeah,
they're gremlins here.
No, that was my bad.
We got some gremlins here.
My bad.
Gremlins Monday.
I don't know, Dennis. I mean, you could try buying it at 70. I'd have to wait for this thing to come in a heck of a lot more for me to be interested in it. I mean, you do.
What's a 50% from the low, the all-time low to the all-time high? So you go 60 the all-time low? 59.94?
The all-time low is 26.06. The all-time high is 80.38. I just did it on my.
No, not 26. I never traded there. I mean, it might have had an IPO price there, but I never traded there. Zoom. I'm talking Zoom.
ZS, right?
ZM.
ZM. What am I?
Holy Joel.
Man. Holy cow.
Holy Dick Gremlins. This show is just cooked here today, guys.
Holy cow. The last 5 minutes.
The ticker's wrong. No, I said
5 minutes. You guys
not Z-scaler. Zoom.
You didn't even know.
We're talking the video. The reason we went on this tangent is because we've been using Zoom here for a while, and we just joked. And
everyone who
technical analysis of Zoom.
Everyone who was disconnected for the last 5 minutes, you missed nothing because Joe.
You missed nothing.
Joe was talking about one thing, Dennis was talking about another.
Well, this is what happens when we have like multiple voices coming in, and I'm repeating myself because the show is repeating itself. And
right, back to Zoom. ZM.
Massively confused from the technical gremlins here today.
No, what?
Go to Zoom.
Okay,
Okay. Sheesh.
Jeez. Okay, well, 70 looks like a lot better level. I know what Dennis is.
Well, you see what I'm talking about.
But I haven't traded Zoom. I've traded that ZS. I don't know. I had that on the mind. Yes, Dennis. There's very good support at $70. Number one. Number two, it went from 60 to 90, right? That was low. So half of that, it's below the 50%. So it's above it now, 77.28. But I do like the 75 here with the stop under 70. Now that we're all on the same page here and I guess the same symbol, but yeah, a bad few days. I know when I was brave enough to trade Beyond Meat from the short side, I was hoping for 50% retracement, and I got it within like the bat of an eyelash here. So that's a possibility here in Zoom and Beyond Meat. Did anybody grill Beyond Meat burger? I haven't tried that grilling it yet.
No, but speaking of, I believe the analyst quiet period is over now today because we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4 initiations this morning. JP Morgan initiated overweight, and Goldman, Jefferies, and Credit Suisse all at neutral.
And the stock here is trading just up slightly, $1.33. It's not going down anymore, guys. So I don't know. You put that double bottom in 77, 76, 76. It's starting to show a little bit of life. So I'll say if you're trying it, I would stop out below the low from 4 days ago, 76, 76. So if you want to try it at 81 and think this is going to start blasting off again, it could. It's still got a story. I personally think the top is in. This is just my opinion. I think it came when NBC featured it. I mean, it hit major news. That was the high. That
up to 87. I don't think it did. It got up to 85.5 on Friday ahead of the weekend. So we'll see what happens on this one, but I don't know. And if I was short, I'd just keep that stop just above 87 and say, come and get me. S&P's rallying a bit here, up 2.25 handles at 28.34. We hit 28.40 overnight. 28.42 was Friday's high. So I think that's the big level on the upside. We haven't heard any tweets. We haven't heard anything about tariffs or anything. So so far, pretty quiet morning here on Benzinga's pre-market prep show, except for all the technical problems that we're having.
And I'll say it again. I put it in the chat and I said it once before, but in case you missed it, starting tomorrow, we'll use Facebook as a backup. So if you're you can only go live on one at a time. So today we're on YouTube, and if we have issues tomorrow, we'll go live on Facebook. So keep that in mind there. As going back to the ratings, we had gotten almost all of them. We had discussed
Activision, Alfred Goldman.
Yeah, Roku also getting a downgrade this morning from Stevens to neutral. Teva, interesting downgrade at UBS today to neutral. Teva, it will be in the news because the trial starts today as far as the drug trial, the opioid trial in Oklahoma, in which Teva is a part of. So they're getting a downgrade this morning at UBS. Southwest Airlines downgraded Evercore to neutral, or their version of neutral. And Cena and Weibo both downgraded to neutral this morning as well. And JB Hunt downgraded to neutral again. Bank America there. So a bunch of downgrades to neutral this morning. Those are the big ones on my radar. Any upgrades we missed? We missed Huya, upgraded JP Morgan to overweight. So JP Morgan with the pair trade on today, downgrading Weibo and upgrading Huya. So the Chinese internet pair trade on this morning at JP Morgan, and those are the big ones.
These Chinese stocks have all just been killed, man. You look at all these charts, and maybe I haven't looked at a few of them for a while, but the HUA, HUYA from 28 down to 20. IQ stock we traded was $28 back in March. It's $18 now. BILI, I mean, a lot of this is to do with the trade war. BILI, Billy, which is one we traded for a while too, hit almost $21, over $21 at the end of February. 2 months later, it's 14. We used to trade that SOGO. I haven't looked at that one in a long time. It was $7, now it's $4, and just in a landslide. BIDU, we talked about that. It's already ugly. Baba, Momo, I'm long right now, full disclosure.
Look,
the earnings report, it's lifting a bit. But man, I mean, at a certain point in time, some of these things are getting, maybe from evaluation or not, but they are getting oversold.
Hey, look at 28. We talked about that coming into play in Momo.
Are different over there, but that was a bit of a joke. So, just going back when I was talking about that before, it was a joke. But what we're talking about here is expectations super low, never missed before. So that's really the catalyst why I decided I want to take it through the report. Because I was like, if they don't miss again, I think the stock goes higher because it's just so expectations are so low going in. It's up 7%. I'm getting 7% here overnight. I basically bought it for the earnings. I don't know, man. I want to ring the register. Tell me what to do.
Hold on to it. Hold on, Dennis. You're long-term.
Where do I put the stop?
It
wasn't really labeled long-term, though. It was labeled kind of a swing trade / take it through the report. I think it's going to pop on the earnings.
That's really right. Label. Do you put that in on the order? Like when you send it to the
how I label it to the exchange. This one is labeled long-term trade.
Unless it goes down, then I'm getting out right away.
Yeah, I know. When it goes down, I don't like that.
We'll just keep an eye on that $28 level. Spencer really ripped through some of the upgrades and downgrades there. And
I just want to clarify, like I said, I implied that they're cooking. I wasn't implying that Momo was cooking. I said different accounting principle because some people were saying that I was saying, Momo was cooking. I don't want to say that. That was a joke. So it was a joke. They do have a different accounting standards over there. We know that. So a BuzzT, is saying I'm not saying that at all. So I don't want to start a bad rumor here. That was a joke. So it was bad joke. It was out of taste. I shouldn't have said that.
So when are these guys taking us so seriously?
They cut the show off twice, so I better be saying it was a joke. It was a joke.
Joel's about to do Teva.
It's just hard to trade with with the headlines going on, right? With the trials. So I'm sure it's going to be going on for quite some time. hanging out at the low of the move here. I mean, the downgrade to me, that's a little bit late. 1082, that was your low on Friday. It's just been a slow, steady leak. So swing trade, you got to lean on that area. Actually, 2 days in a row, lows under 11. So maybe there's some institutions coming in here and buying it. I'm not really sure, but I do. Let's see. Let's see if it makes another low under 11 and holds again, then I think it would be good enough to lead on for a swing trade here. But keep your eye on the headlines. Roku got a downgrade and down 97 cents. I'm sure the shorts were hoping for a little bit more of that off the downgrade or ratings change. I'd keep an eye on the all-time closing high and closing price from Friday, 95.78, 95 at 95. This is all coming from Friday's action. The stock has been a monster. So let's see if it shrugs it off today, if it shrugs off the downgrade and ends up green on the day, then you could just say hello to 100 very soon in this one. But it seems like whenever stocks make a run like that, and then we say they're going to 100, like you put Kabosh, I can't remember on what stock it was, but
Which one?
They get up. Because I think it did get over 100. Was it Square? Did Square get over?
Square did, yes.
Oh, you were right.
It seems like to go to 90. This is going to Kenny Glick, and he's going to obviously be with us in New York when we're doing the trading summit there in June. But it's right. It goes back. It seems like stocks that go to 95 go to 100. So it's, simple trading, saying that, but, Roku's getting downgraded here today, and it's not by a major though. I mean, if you want to do the rating, Stevens is not one that carries major weight, but it's enough that it's an opinion that they're going to sell it a bit. I think it gets bought probably. I think, it could have drifted down to 90 again, maybe before it gets to 100. I think eventually Roku's going to 100, just my opinion.
Citigroup pulled out of Apple Cards talks. I don't know what we just had there, but we just had a 3 or 4 point drop. Did anybody see that besides me? We were just.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
I do see it too. What's up? What's up? What's up?
I'm not.
Trump tweet.
I think we're the only.
No Trump tweet.
What's up?
I got my Trump Twitter up. No Trump tweet. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, I guess we're just, since we were so quiet all morning, and then you just get a big move. It looks bigger than it is, but unchanged. But we got all kinds of things going on here. Your close in your daily pivot are the same price at 31.75. Also mid-range from the overnight sessions at 31 even here. So a lot of indecision here on Wall Street so far, and we'll see. Right now, 31 is going to, if you're using that as a swing number, you're going to get chopped up pretty good. But Spruce trying to stay green here early in the session.
Got 5 minutes left here. I had a couple more stocks on my list to talk about. We can't go through a show without talking about Tesla. I mean, the controversy, everything, bull bears debates here, but just talking technicals here. We know it's a headline stock, so technicals can, not work if a headline comes out tomorrow, a major one, which always it can. But last 2 days, look at those highs.